Buenas noches a todos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos? Bienvenidos al canal YouTube Sports Máximo. Soy José María y estamos aquí con un juegazo que se llama Vampyr y estamos con la Play 5, así que vamos allá, sigamos la historia del juego. Recordad, a las 12 de la noche, 11:55, 12 de la noche, tenemos una gran novedad en el canal que va a ser una pequeña sorpresa, os va a gustar muchísimo. Y estaremos toda la noche con él, ¿vale? O no, os lo voy a decir, Bueno, va, os lo merecéis. Bueno, algunos ya lo saben, ¿no? Buenas noches, Gadrin. El siguiente juego a las 12 tenemos los Eidolons. Es un juego, dicen que está guapísimo, de la época medieval, ¿vale? Fantasía y combate a turnos con sistema cuadrícula y tiene una buena historia. Es un juego muy bueno que acaba de salir hace unos días. Salió este juego, pues no sé cuándo salió. Salió hace poco, ¿no? A ver, salió el día 24 de agosto. O sea que prácticamente una semana y pico hace que ha salido. O sea que es nuevo, ¿vale? Luego lo probaremos a ver qué tal. Vamos allá con Vampyr. ¿Dónde está Vampyr? Aquí. Buenas noches, Francisco Javier, Golden Fraser, Francisco Javier, ¿quién más está? El Gadrin, yo he dicho antes. Vale, estupendo. Tenemos que... Vale, voy a bajar la cámara porque si no os perdéis la información que me da la pantalla. Y no sería justo. ¿Así lo veis bien, señores? ¿Os parece bien así? Vale. Dice, turno de noche, atiende la puerta.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the
Me gustaría
hospital.
mucho
A
un
small door
Vampyr
at the
2.
end of a narrow street. On my
No
way
creo que lo
then.
veamos.
Thank you, nurse.
Vampyr 2. A mí también me gustaría, ¿eh? No creo. A ver qué por aquí, que arriba aquí hay. Vamos para abajo. Vale, tenemos 2 misiones. Averigua quién espía a Thelma. Podemos averiguar este. Y luego vamos para allá. Vamos a averiguar. Vamos a hacer esta misión que tenemos aquí. Personaje. Pues el mapa, a ver, el mapa es grande. No, el mapa no es grande, ¿eh? El mapa no es grande. Lo comento porque mucha gente se queja de que no tenemos viajes rápidos. No, el mapa no es grande.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
Come now, we can handle this. Never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother?
if I may ask. She died in
Es
1915
que
during one of the
se
first
viene- el
Zeppelin
mes que
raids.
viene sale Scorn. Ya lo hemos jugado al canal. A mí no me gustó. No me gustó ese juego. No digo que sea malo, que digo que no me gustó.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps.
Claro, eso está
Helen was
prohibido,
happy I wasn't
Francisco
sent to the
Javier.
front.
What
Pero es
happened?
que
The
a esa
Germans
persona,
sent
no voy a decir
Zeppelins
nombre,
to bomb the construction
le he
site, but
avisado.
they missed their target.
Esta es la tercera vez que le aviso.
My wife was
La
bringing my
tercera
dinner
vez.
when the bombs fell.
Que está prohibido, no este canal, en todos los canales. En todos los canales. Yo entro en el canal donde esa persona hace directo. Yo entro, saludo, ¿qué tal, cómo está? Pero en ningún momento yo promociono mi canal. Sería una falta de respeto hacia ella. Entonces, es una falta de respeto que no sé, pobrecita, igual no le han enseñado esa educación, el respeto. Y dice, encima dice que tiene huevo y dice que no tengo ética. Cuando yo nunca he fallado a nadie.
I'm sorry for your loss.
No,
So
no, me he
many
sacado del
died
canal
during the
como
bombings.
moderadora. Y como
I served
vuelva
in France and
a hacer
witnessed
lo
the
mismo,
carnage there.
I
Francisco
would
Javier,
like to
tú
say
me
that she
avísame.
didn't suffer.
Si vuelves a faltar respeto
Truth
al
is,
canal,
I have
o a
no
ti o a quien
idea.
sea, me avisas.
I
Te la
just
saco
know
del-
that I'm all
la
that
saco
my
del
kids
canal para
have.
siempre. Voy a esperar que si me pide perdón.
Oh, little bleeders.
Voy a esperar, pero no lo creo que lo haga. ¿Sabes para qué no me va a pedir perdón? Porque ha dicho que yo no tengo ética y me ha llamado anciano. Cuando una persona te dice eso, es que es una persona muy mal educada. Entonces, y no me va a pedir perdón. No me va a pedir perdón. Porque esa persona no. He hablado con mi mujer. Mi mujer, no pierdas tiempo con esa persona, que nunca va a darse cuenta que estás equivocado. Y nunca te va a pedir perdón.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then.
Pero yo no voy a hablar mal de ella,
The only good
Yo no
thing
voy a hablar
about
y
this
no le voy a
is
permitir que
Ireland
nadie
didn't bring them
hable
with
mal
it
de esa
that night.
persona. Aquí no estamos en un canal para hablar mal de nadie. Simplemente hay que cortar por lo sano cuando una persona no respeta las normas. Es que yo tengo paciencia. Es la tercera vez, Francisco Javier. La tercera vez. Y encima no tiene huevo de pedirme perdón. No lo va a pedir. Nos falta una pista más. No, pero es que las normas, la que digo en yo, es la que ponen en todos los canales conocidos. Y no, aunque no pusieran normas, es de sentido común, de lógica. Tú, Javier, tú imagínate que tú tienes un canal. Yo entro a tu canal y promociono mi canal. ¿A que no te gustaría? Por Dios. Es que está feo. Está horrible. Es que está horrible. Es que no... Claro, es que ningún canal le va a querer. Si hace eso lo mismo que aquí, lo hace otro canal, le van a echar. Le van a echar. No la van a querer ni a ningún lado.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly
los
share
valores,
Dr.
es que ya no-
Swans's
los valores son muy
enthusiasm for
importantes.
hiring you. What we need here
Yo
are
tengo amigos
reliable
youtubers.
professionals, not overrated
Yo entro en
dabblers.
sus canales y en ningún momento digo, oye, he llegado tarde porque estaba haciendo un directo. A mí no se me ocurre hacer eso, ¿sabes? O mira, sí, el día 14 saldrá tal juego, pues yo también voy a hacer un directo, no sé cuándo. Yo no haría eso. Es que yo no sería capaz de hacer eso. Es que yo no, es que lo hago, mi mujer se enfadaría conmigo.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills,
Y
Dr.
encima tú
Reed,
te
but
crees
your
normal,
motive.
Francisco Javier, que me
Is it
llame
money,
anciano.
fame,
Me llama
or are you
anciano.
truly
Tengo
dedicated?
54
And what
años.
exactly
Si
is
tuviera
that
80,
supposed to
90,
mean?
vale.
I served
Pero
in
me
the
llame
war just
anciano.
like you. But unlike
Eso
you,
está
I did
horrible.
not use the wounded to
Es de
play
mal
the
gusto,
modern
Miguel, ¿a que sí?
sorcerer.
Be
Que me llame
careful what you
anciano.
insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
Eso no se
I
hace.
only want
No
you
se
to
hace.
admit you used
Eso no
those
se dice.
men to improve your theories.
No se dice, eso no se hace. Es una vergüenza que esta cosa pase. Y encima me diga que no tengo ética, cuando yo soy el primero que aplico la ética. Mira si tengo ética. Mira si tengo ética. Si te das cuenta, en ningún momento he dado el nombre de la persona que hablamos. Mira si tengo ética. ¿Por qué? Porque no quiero que nadie hable mal de ella. Ni siquiera yo. Si hablamos de esto, pero nunca decimos el nombre. Porque no quiero dar nombre. Y eso lo he dicho a ella. Digo, conmigo te has equivocado. Como me hagas otra, te voy a quitar del canal. Para siempre. De momento no quiero verte más como moderadora. Pero conmigo no te vas a pelear. Porque te voy a bloquear del WhatsApp por todos lados. Conmigo no. Le voy a dar otra oportunidad. A ver qué pasa. Y ya dice mi mujer. Mi mujer me lo ha dicho. Te la volverá a hacerla. Te la volverá a hacerla. Porque mientras no pida perdón, te la va a liar. Te la va a liar. Y ojalá que mi mujer se equivoque. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. Si la voy a liar, no voy a pelearme, ni voy a discutir. Simplemente la saco del canal, le bloqueo del móvil, del WhatsApp, y no va a poder hablar conmigo nunca más, ni discutir, jamás. Así, de una vez, aprenderá la educación, aprenderá lo que es el respeto y la ética.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate
Pero
about
que no
people like
sabe
you.
esa persona
You
que
avoid
algún día
this
llegará
kind of
a tener
accusation instead
54
of
años
facing
como yo.
reality.
Algún día llegará a tener 54. Vamos, que...
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I
yo tengo un
refuse
hijo.
to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress.
Le hace falta
War
respeto
only
a
reveals
una
the
persona.
worst
Da igual 54,
We can at least agree on
40,
something.
60, 70, 80 años. Yo no me atrevo a decir a esa persona de 80 años, eres un anciano. No me atrevo, tío, es que no me atrevo. Es que no me atrevo. Yo tengo una educación, ¿sabes? No me atrevería a decir eso. Le llamaría por su nombre. Pero decir anciano a una persona... Dice, yo también tengo 53. Pues bueno, pues ya somos dos ancianos. Es increíble. Y ahora esta persona lo está viendo el directo. Está viendo, está escondida ella. A ver qué decimos o qué hacemos. Está en las sombras, como dice ella, está en las sombras.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory.
Vamos, es que lógico.
Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey
Es
Fiddick
que
needs
yo no
delicate
pido,
surgery.
no pido
I
dinero,
believe we
no
should
pido
stick to the usual procedure. But my
ni que
young
me haga la pelota,
colleague
no pido nada.
obviously
Simplemente
disagrees.
que cumpla los valores, la ética y el respeto. No pido nada más.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I really hope you're right about this, Dr. Ackroyd. I'm trusting your judgment on this.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Javier dice, quien te llame anciano, tú le dices lo que tengo aquí en las manos.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly
Fíjate cómo
what
son
are
las
you talking
cosas.
about?
We're here to save lives.
Fíjate cómo son las cosas.
The people
Esa
who trust
persona que
us
me
are
falta
not
el
volunteering for
respeto,
experimentation. They're here
me
to
ha
be healed.
insultado.
I don't intend to
Es
run any
profesora.
medical experiments,
Profesora
Doctor.
de colegio.
Even
no
if
sé
I,
qué.
as
Es
any good
profesora.
practitioner should, express an
¿Qué le va a
interest
enseñar a
in
sus
pushing the
alumnos?
boundaries of medical
Yo no quiero ni
research.
imaginarlo.
Modern medical methods were
Yo tengo
created
un
through
alumno
audacity
sabiendo
and
que
ego.
tiene una profesora
But
que
there are
lleva
rules in our
ancianos
line of work,
a la
and
gente
they're here
con
to
50
protect our
años.
patients.
Y yo cojo el niño y le saco del colegio. O sea, estamos hablando de una persona que se supone que tiene estudios y que vamos, que tiene estudios y que tiene alumnos. A los alumnos, ¿qué le va a enseñar? ¿A que le falte respeto a las personas mayores? Es muy fuerte, ahora que lo estoy pensando. Mi mujer se lo dije. Dice, es que no tiene sentido que una persona que está trabajando como profesora te llame anciano. Que vosotros lo habéis visto. ¿Qué le van a enseñar a los niños? ¿Qué le van a enseñar a los niños?
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea...
I know we've never met.
Oh,
Aren't you...
don't be ridiculous.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. Never can keep anything from her.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Hostia, nivel 7, tío. Dice, hace 3 días uno de nuestros nuevos reclutas escuchó un rumor sobre la presencia de un vampiro hembra en el hospital Pembroke. Lo único que sabemos es que su nombre de pila se llama Thelma. Vuestra misión es investigar con discreción y observar cualquier actividad sospechosa relativa a la susodicha chupasangre y en el supuesto comunicarlo de inmediato. Nosotros decírnoslo cómo proceder. Vale, esto era lo que pillaban a la mujer que lo pedía.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Este juego tiene un toque de terror, ¿eh? De mala hostia. Buenas noches. Espero que no tengas mala hostia conmigo, que yo no te he hecho nada, ¿eh?
It's locked, all right.
Vampiro.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. I cannot enter. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
ahí arriba. Me han dicho que en estos juegos hay hombres lobos, ¿no? No, solamente están disponibles Odin para la Xbox Series y para la Play 5. Era un vampiro, ¿eh? Hostia, aquí hay muchos. Nivel 6, tiene un nivel superior al mío, ¿eh?
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after... Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look at it. It's locked. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
No, joder. Jesús. Menudo estornudo.
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were
Joder, qué
incorrectly
susto,
dosed, causing the patient's death. And then,
El problema está
he
que
tried
cuando
to
pego un
operate
estornudo
on
esto
him
fuerte,
again.
me sale sangre
Tippett
por la
has
nariz.
made an egregious error.
Ya me está saliendo
It's
sangre por la
time we
nariz.
talked.
Me hago la hostia.
I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Yo pensaba que aquí iba a morir, ¿eh? Aquí había un boss. momento, ahora vengo. Quitar tu cara al móvil. No sé, pues mira. La Fátima, tuya hermana. Sí, Fátima. Ahora tú, que la tenía el móvil cargando. ¿Vale? Bueno. Era la tuya hermana, la Fátima. Es un vampiro. Oye, gente, todos los vampiros que voy matando son puntos de experiencia, ¿no? Eso mira bien para evolucionar, para mejorar, ¿no?
It's locked, all right.
¿Qué pasa? Vale, me explicarás. Parece que he visto un vampiro por ahí. El nivel 6. Oye, pues aquí estaba lleno infestado de vampiros, ¿eh? Salgo por aquí, ¿no? Tiene un toque de terror este juego. Hostia, ¿cómo se mueven los vampiros? Uf, qué rápidos son, ¿eh? Me han dicho que también hay hombres lobos, ¿no?
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls? When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Las enfermedades empeoran la calidad de la sangre de un ciudadano. Usa la medicina adecuada para curarlos. Habla con el paciente de la habitación que hay detrás del Directo para comprobar su estado de salud. Agotamiento. Tengo que buscar a este señor. ¿Dónde estaba? Tratamiento de agotamiento. Dishon. Dishon, tengo que buscar a Dishon.
This shift never ends. I'll never could keep anything from you.
¿Cómo los marco? Ah, esto no lo he visto todavía.
You always needed words to calm children.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Sí, a mí me ha dicho uno que a la platina del juego me ha dicho: no mates a ningún NPC, espera sacar todas las pistas, si hay 3 o 4, espera que llegar el nivel de sangre a 6000, que es lo máximo, son 6000 de experiencia, y una vez que hasta el máximo, vete a por él. Pero antes no. Eso me ha dicho él, ¿eh?
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's
Que los
all
puntos de
that
experiencia la
matters.
ganas matando vampiros, ¿eh? Matando enemigos.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite
Buenas
the
noches, Juan
epidemic.
Felipe.
It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your
Guacale.
throat that hurts,
Bueno, maestro,
Mr.
soy
Goswick.
Guacale. Me han
Perhaps
baneado
your
otra
sore
vez
throat
de mi
is just the
cuenta
consequence
principal.
of something more.
¿Podrías quitarme
Yes,
el baneo
maybe.
de la cuenta
But I
Guacale?
don't want to talk or even write about it now.
¿Qué están pasando conmigo? No es la primera vez que me hacen esto. Qué raro que te pase eso. No tengo noticias de que te hayan bloqueado por mal comportamiento. Mira, a ver, voy a mirar. A lo mejor no ha sido el mismo canal YouTube, que a veces pasa. A ver, te voy a hacer una pregunta, Guacale. ¿Tú eres el que tienes 15 suscriptores? Es que no me quiero equivocarme. Creo que eres tú, ¿eh? Sí, ya está arreglado. ¿Vale? Ya está. Es muy raro, ¿eh? Porque cuando te bloquea un moderador te avisa, te dice, oye, primero 5 minutos. Y tú sabrías quién te ha bloqueado, ¿no? Porque luego te bloquearía para siempre por mal comportamiento. Es raro, esto a veces es un error por parte de YouTube, ¿eh? Yo, por ejemplo, si bloqueo a alguien, yo se lo digo. Si no, no lo hago.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
Bueno, Guacale, si tienes algún problema, tú ya sabes cómo localizarme, ¿no? José, ¿por qué no estás jugando el mejor juego de la historia, Starfield? ¿Por qué es el mejor juego de la historia Starfield? Dime, ¿por qué? Dame una razón. ¿Por qué es el mejor juego, tú crees? Es que... A ver... Jesús. Mira, te voy a hacer una cosa. Te he pasado, Jesús, el último vídeo que subí de Starfield. Lo miras la última hora, ¿vale? Y tú ahí te das cuenta por qué no quiero seguir jugando con ese juego, ¿vale? Y si después de ver el vídeo aún piensas que es el mejor juego de la historia, dímelo.
No, you are deluded. You think you crave blood, but you have no physical need for it. You have no idea what that is like.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head. I know my flesh is rotting. I feel it. It disgusts me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. I feel better already. Can I go soon?
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive.
Bueno, Guacale, si te paso otra vez, me lo comenta y ya está.
One way or another.
No pasa nada.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly.
Hombre, si él te dice que es el mejor juego de la historia, es que este señor lo ha jugado hasta el final. ¿No? Lo habrá jugado hasta el final.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the
Yo para
staff
decir que es el
here,
mejor
aren't
juego de la
you?
What are
historia,
you expecting? A medal?
o cualquiera,
I
tengo que
thought that
terminarlo.
saving lives was just part of the
Otra
job.
cosa que digas, no,
Must be
me gusta muchísimo mi favorito. Eso es un tema personal. Pero, vamos, digo yo, pero decir el mejor juego de la historia sin... que a lo mejor ni la ha jugado. O la ha probado solamente. Es muy precipitado. ¿Por qué? No él, porque yo también. A veces nos ha pasado que jugamos un juego y luego resulta que cuando pasan las horas te das cuenta que es una mierda. Eso nos ha pasado a todos. O al revés.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside.
No, pero a ver, Francisco Javier, si tenéis la oportunidad, o si un día compráis un PC super potente, como mi amigo Antonio, Starfield se ve de lujo, se ve la hostia de bueno.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
I cannot enter.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier.
¿Habéis visto cómo está Metacritic?
The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death.
¿Cómo está Metacritic con este juego, con Starfield?
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
Metacritic dice...
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea.
87,
but my condition
lo que es la
defies
prensa.
scientific categorization.
Y los usuarios...
Undead? Unalive?
5,6, tío. Está cayendo.
Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events.
Tía, como
The
no
world's
larguen
most eminent
esto, la semana
specialist
que
in
viene
blood
estará a
transfusion,
4
a
puntos o
vampire.
3, ¿eh?
One might say a gift
Esto lo
from
tienen que
heaven.
arreglar este juego, ¿eh? Con parches, rápido. Lo tienen que arreglar pronto, porque ya está 5,6 votado la media por los jugadores. O sea, al paso que vamos, en un plazo de 2 semanas, 3 semanas, estará 3 o 4. Tienen que hacer algo, tío.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require
Allí
all
hay de
your
todo,
newfound
Javier.
skills.
Gente de todo, ¿eh? Ahí tengo de
The
todo.
Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or
Sí, hay gente
politician
que la
is
votó
what you
sin
need.
jugar.
That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion
Yo no
is
he
in
votado,
order, Jonathan.
Podría haber votado porque
Lady
llevo
Ashbury
20 horas
has
con él.
recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
Ya, pero Francisco
And you
Javier,
would like me
si
to
cae a
eradicate
2 o
this
3,
threat.
imagínate que cae
By
2
the
o 3.
soul, of course not. I would just
Algo
like you to pay her a
ocurre.
visit.
Algo ocurre.
Her ladyship is certainly
Yo
near
no
the
te,
tents
yo no te quito la
outside,
razón,
tending the
Francisco
sick.
Javier, pero si
Can't
el
miss her.
juego
Look for someone
cae más todavía,
impossibly
algo
delicate.
pasa.
Accept.
Algo pasa.
I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Espérate, déjame mirar aquí si hay algo. Algo para coger. Le robo. Le he robado. Roba notas. Ya tengo que ir abajo. Tengo que ir abajo, pero antes quiero revisar por aquí, no quiero dejarme nada. Me está atrapando este juego, ¿eh? Me está gustando.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Esta es su habitación.
It's locked. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Let you down, my boy.
It's locked, all right.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
¿Qué impresión me da este juego? Pues...
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Un juego muy
It's a pleasure
bueno.
to see you again.
Muy bueno.
You
Para mí
seem
el mejor juego de
surprised.
vampiros que he visto yo en mi
Dr.
vida.
Swansea has brought me up to speed
mejor
concerning
juego de
your
vampiros.
recent
Sin duda.
appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
Este es
You're
un
a vamp-
juegazo. Pero
The lady
es
who
un
saved me
juego
that
que
night,
no se trata de combate y
before
por amor
vanishing
de la
into thin
gente.
air.
Es lo que hemos estado hablando antes.
I remember you from the
Es
pub with
táctico.
Dr. Swansea.
No puedes
Indeed.
atacar a la gente cuando te dé la
Allow
gana.
me
Tienes
to
que atacar a la
introduce
gente,
myself
morderlos,
formally this time.
cuando
My
sea
name
necesario.
is Lady Ashbury.
Yo, por ejemplo, llevo ya no sé cuántos
I
años, no he mordido a
remember
nadie
you
todavía.
well, in spite
He
of the
mordido
brevity
a
of
los
our
vampiros, a
encounter.
los malos, pero la gente buena no. A la gente buena no muerdo. Cuando tenga todas las pistas ya de la persona y tenga el nivel de vida de salud máximo, que son 6.000 puntos de experiencia, es cuando le tengo que morder. Antes no.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine,
Sí, hay que pensarla bien.
Doctor.
I hope you're
Yo
more
pensaba que era
disposed to answer my
a meter
questions
hostias
now.
a tope, pero no.
You must have countless
no.
questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My
Yo había
cover,
momentos...
if you
No, es
prefer,
fácil, que va, que va.
has been compromised.
Pero explica bien el juego lo que tiene que hacer.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your
Es fácil.
agent in this
No,
matter.
no es complicado.
You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding
tomar
with the
decisiones.
dates of suspicious patient deaths.
Siempre tiene que tomar decisiones que lo mejor para el personaje, no, para lo mejor para la persona, no el NPC.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself.
You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Sí, Super Chadrix. Mañana termino con Borderlands. Mañana lo completo ya. Mañana se termina. Mañana domingo.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones.
Es que
You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
4 o 5 nuevos. 4 o 5 juegos nuevos. Mira, mira así. Cómo tengo el panorama.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
I wish I could be sick again. Feeling my blood boil with the fever.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke. When I get back, I'll have a word.
Señores, yo creo que hay que ir a dormir. Me refiero al juego, juego, yo no.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What can you tell me about
No,
the
el personaje
strange
que tiene que
man
dormir
visiting one
porque
of the
así
nurses during her
podemos
shift?
hacer
Let me
mejoras.
guess.
Tenemos un
You
montón de
spoke
puntos
with
de
that old
experiencia.
shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Quizás, a ver, un consejo. Quizá tendríamos que hacer la misión después de dormir, ¿no? Primero mejoramos el personaje, ¿no? Ahora que estoy pensando. Mejor, ¿no? Es que me veo que allí saldrá un boss y tenemos un nivel muy bajo. Hay que mejorar. Hay que mejorar. Luego vamos para acá. Mañana seguimos, que más o menos no hay tiempo. Son las 12 ya. Vamos a dormir. Bueno, el personaje va a dormir. Y luego seguimos. Vamos. Creo que me dejará, ¿no? Hacer la misión después. verdad que tengo miedo de perder la experiencia, me encuentro un boss, me pierdo la experiencia y me da algo, me da un ataque de nervio. No. Primero subo de nivel, gasto los puntos y luego nos arriesgamos lo que haga falta, ¿sabes? ¿Esta habitación cuál es? Es la que está al fondo. ¿Tope? ¿Dónde está ella? Ah, todo se nota. Creo que ya está todo gastado, ¿no? Vamos. Ya estamos nivel 8. Ya tenemos nivel 8. Hemos mejorado, ¿vale? A ver, espera, para crear medicinas. Pero creo que lo tenemos por aquí, para crear medicinas. ¿Dónde por aquí? Aquí. Guau, tío, qué guapo el juego. Qué guapo, señores. Qué guapo. Me parece que me estoy enamorando, ¿eh? Me estoy enamorando de este juego, ¿eh? Me estoy enamorando, señores. Me estoy enamorando del juego. Backtracking, campeón. Es un juego de rol espacial con mil cosas por hacer. José, debería retomarlo. Que no voy a perder el tiempo con Starfield. ¡Qué manía! Pero, backtracking, ¿tú has visto el último vídeo que yo subí? No yo, todo el mundo que estaba conmigo decía, mándala a tomar viento, tío. Mándala a mierda al juego. Todo el mundo. Yo paso, complícame la vida. ¿Tú no has visto el vídeo, backtracking? ¿Tú no has visto el vídeo último que subí de Starfield? Tienes que verlo. Joder. Bueno, señores, me tiene loco este juego. Me encanta el Vampyr. El mejor juego de vampiros, sin duda. Nos metemos a... En 2 minutos regresamos con una novedad muy importante. Un juegazo que os va a gustar. Nos vemos. Hasta ahora.